a guest, a special guest. We approached this person. He's a blogger, and he's been doing loads and loads of things online, like to promote dancehall music, and I like that.
Reggae music.
And reggae music, dancehall and reggae, same pitney.
Yeah.
And I like what he's been doing, and I like his page and his content, and it's just keeping me entertained as well. So as bloggers and as patriots of Jamaica and dancehall music, I like to see people like this, and I like to give them a little support as well, because they're doing work that is necessary for us in the diaspora who is not directly connected to Jamaica. So when someone on internet sits there and sorts out this information and bring it to us, it's like a hidden gem, because we not always going to be at breath with what's happening right away in Jamaica, because we're not there. So we do appreciate the people who have the insights and bring it to on their various platforms and bring it to us in the diaspora. So this is why this gentleman had so much interest towards me in terms of his content. So I decided to say, all right, instead of me just calling him one away and talk to him and find out what I want for him, I said, why not just invite him to the Upnlive show and see if we can find out a little bit more about the person who is behind giving us all this information and this intelligent insight towards our culture and dancehall music in particular. So I'm not going to refer him to him as his government name. Rasta would like me to do that, because Rasta always saying this right now. I'm not going to say it, but I will consider him as Reggae Music Forever, and he's going to be joining us now. If we can get some,
He's there.
like, is he on screen with us?
He is on.
He's getting on stream.
Yeah, man.
Alright, see, brother, it bar shot sharp enough. See that? Welcome to the show, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, man. Big respect for having me on, man. I appreciate the energy.
Of course, see it. And where are you residing first and foremost?
We're in New York, man.
New York.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Welcome to the Upnlive show. You know, it's a pleasure having you here. We're going to start off in terms of, would you like to discuss your real name? Because Rasta tell everybody your first name. Would you like to discuss?
That's not a problem, do you, sir?
My name good for foreign, so.
Talk the things them now. Sure.
My name is good, man. My name is Sean, SHAWN.
All right.
Okay, good. And
Yeah, man.
were you born in Jamaica?
Yeah, man. Born in Jamaica.
Okay, whereabouts
I
in Jamaica from?
grew up Carnan.
Clarendon. Okay, have you been residing in New York how long now?
But I grew up in New York. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I moved to New York when I was in middle school.
Okay.
In about grade 6. You know what I say? Brooklyn.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's the thing now with Brooklyn. Brooklyn is like it's like Jamaica, because the culture is rich. So it's not like I never lost my culture.
Okay, your phone light is kind of eclipsing with the camera.
So if you turn to your right a
turn
little
right
bit.
or left.
No, left.
Ways.
Yeah, turn to your left again.
Yeah, we are trying to get angles. All right,
Yeah. Stay there, so don't
see
move.
it? And the money shot that. So
Yeah, man.
you're in the UK, but we realize on your page that you emphasize a lot on dancehall reggae music. Is it something that you've been doing in school, or is it you just start doing it because you didn't have anything to do?
All right.
You just start about dancehall
First
music.
of all, reggae dancehall is a way of life. It's a way of life for me. You know what I'm saying? I live this from back in the days, from back in the sound clash days. From back in the sound clash days, and
You get nervous?
you
You alright?
no man, just want some water.
COVID madness.
COVID catch you.
Where's the COVID load? No, man, a good one.
Yeah, you start because I realize you vlog a lot about the dancehall, and you always
All right.
speed it while going.
So a lot of people, I've been outside for a long time. People don't know, you know, I'm not as, a lot of people think I'm younger than I'm actually am. But, you know, I got dance from about 2000. You see what I say? I talk about World Clash and all of them things in a Brooklyn.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Mataran and the world, like I was around for everything back in them times. I also, when I went to college, I also had my own radio show. You know, where I played reggae dancehall and represented for Caribbean culture. I also did publishing throughout the years. Freelance publishing and all them kind of things. So I've been doing this for maybe about at least 20 years.
Wow. Wow.
So
Big
you
up
be- so-
yourself.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So you've been in the business a while. What has changed most for you?
What has changed most for me? I mean, just media. Media has changed because I used to blog. I don't know if you're familiar with. I'm sorry. With dancehallreggae.com.
Yeah, I know dancehallreggae.com. Yeah.
You remember dancehallreggae.com from back in the days? They're pretty much the one that, when it comes to like getting the real, authentic information that's coming out of Jamaica right now, that was they were pretty much at the cutting edge. I used to be one of the bloggers on dancehallreggae.com, which is a message board. If you remember from back in the early 2000s.
We never really have competed that time.
Yeah.
Jaga
Remember them
know.
side, and then a little bit after that you have media zone. You come
All
on
right.
the scene.
All right, so
yeah.
that's pretty much where I got my experience when it comes to like talking about the culture. You know what I say? But back to your question, what changed from back then to now is just the media. Media has materialized into it's you can get it at the snap of a finger, and everybody right now is a reporter.
Yeah.
Everybody,
That's
exactly.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So
That's true.
is the content as important now as then? Because as we can see, the media plays a lot, and things that you do may not necessarily be the hottest song or the best put together song, but it can be trendy because of what it is saying. So do you think that the content is really necessary now in the music, or is it just say gimmicks? What is the best way for you?
Well, all right. Content versus gimmicks. I mean, in this day and age, I mean, it's a fast-paced, very fast-paced, world we're living in. It's a social media era. So artists, I mean, I always tell people, artists pretty much do what they need to keep up. I mean, everybody, it's a business, but at the same time, there's a way to finesse it, where you don't really compromise your integrity. Some artists, they do any matter of whatever just to garner attention.
Yeah.
But everyone has different values. It depends on the impact that you want to make.
True.
And it depends on the energy you want to put out there.
Exactly. Because I realized that most of your content and most of your, because you have this live session that you do, where you interview like artists as well. You have a very good connect with most of the artists them in Jamaica, because I see you have quite a few that recognize artists. How is that connection? Because you're living in the UK, not in the UK, in US. Live in England so long, used to the UK. So how do you make your connections by then? Because I don't. Do you visit Jamaica a lot?
Yeah, man, I go to Jamaica at least once a year. But here's the thing now. You see the difference between my blog and our movement. We call ourselves the voice of reason for the culture.
Yes.
Why is that?
The voice of reason for the culture, because pretty much what I see when it comes to media and when it comes to blogging on the social media and YouTube, it's not really much. It's very biased. There's not really much where bloggers and
Go ahead. No,
publications. Publications, they're aligned to artists and they're aligned to producers and they're aligned to certain media houses that control the narrative. And with my thing now, me and nobody and a friend. I'm not friends with anybody. So pretty much, the voice of reason. I tell it like it is. I tell it like it is. And on top of that, I was gifted to be able to communicate myself. My written communication. I'm a writer by trade.
Okay.
So pretty much the way how my words come across, it resonates with people. And it's palatable. So a lot of people see my content as something different, and it's, they're able to consume it, and I take pride in that.
So let's talk about it for a second. In the dancehall realm, how credible are vloggers these days? Because I know you have a lot of vloggers putting out misinformation or disinformation. How credible you see you guys? How credible are you guys?
All right, so here's the thing now, and that's why, back to your question, Rick. That's why a lot of artists, they give me good energy. I had Ginger on last week. I had IKEA. Pretty much my rhetoric doesn't change. The voice of reason, and I don't put out. I mean, I happen to know a thing or two about reporting. I know a thing or two about reporting. The stuff that I put on my page is nothing really to grab attention, because a lot of people, when it comes to blogging or vlogging, they don't really really care about content. All they care about is numbers.
Yeah.
And my numbers could have probably quadrupled if I didn't really stick to my integrity and my values. So I don't really put anything out there.
Exactly.
If it's not credible, you know, I don't put it out there. I don't, like, for example, I just saw that Intense just got into a car accident. I don't know if you guys saw that. It's trending right now.
And Water got engaged. That's also true.
Water got engaged.
Yeah.
So you need to know the difference between my blog and other blogs. I don't really put up trending stuff.
Yeah, because I like the videos that you do is more like educational. And
yeah,
it's the same kind of, we're at the same crossroad with our show, because we tend to like to do like real stuff and talk to real people and get real insight instead of trying to put up what's hot now or try to formulate some form of mix-up conversation just to get a looky. Even though, because we're not really known as well, and we're trying to grow our local thing genuinely.
Yeah.
And it's a struggle to try it, just to grow it authentically. But I think it's more rewarding when it comes up that way and people value you more.
But hold on, there's a balance between credible and numbers, because at the end of the day, we know we are living in a changing world. Like, people like to say, okay,
numbers.
As long as we hear the information, we know how Jamaican information go. Sometimes before the story get to you, it change 3 or 4 times.
It breaks down.
It change 3 or 4 times, but you get the concept before. So if it's the same thing 2 or 3 times, from watch it one time, you're not going to interested to watch it again. So some of the time we have to fight that little balance between have it out first or credibility.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And again, my brand of blogging is not trending. I pretty much, and you can check out some of our podcasts. I pretty much analyze the culture. I see things, and I give my perspective, and I allow people to chime in. And oftentimes, like sometimes I put up things and DJ Khaled might repost it. I put up some stuff, Anthony Lee might repost it because it resonates. So I don't really follow. I don't follow trending. I just analyze the culture.
Stay true to yourself.
And stay true to myself.
Right.
That way, a year from now, 5 years from now, that's a piece of work.
Exactly.
That's your legacy that you're leaving. That's your legacy.
All right. So I'm going to ask you a quick question. I'm going to ask you to actually do us a favor. Give us your analytics, thoughts on dancehall right now. What's the climate in dancehall now, and how you predict it going to change in the next 2 to 3 months?
All right, so the climate in dancehall right now, pretty much, I don't really see much growth. It's stagnant.
Why though? What reason? The voice of reasoning. What reason do you have for that analysis?
Yeah.
The reason why I say that the dancehall is stagnant is because we're not really. Numbers is everything. I don't think our music is crossing over into other realms and into other segments. We were garnering new fans of the culture, and we've been around long enough where we lived to see new fans of the culture. So right now, I think people are doing their thing, but I think it's still very segmented into those little pockets of dancehall people who the artists are satisfying. But let me give you an example of growth.
Right.
Coffee, that's growth, because coffee, her music pretty much spilled over into other segments. And as a result of that, coffee music was on what is that? Michelle Obama's playlist and so forth. And you know how many people became coffee fans. So all of the artists right now who are supposedly trending, I mentioned Intense earlier and all those guys, they're doing well. They're doing well on a grassroots level, on a local level. But as far as finding those big songs that to cross over into other segments, other markets, it's not really getting there.
But don't you think it's a fault with the gatekeepers of dancehall, of the music? Do you think it's a problem with it?
What's the issue why it's not growing?
Coffee bust the world, and check the numbers from last year till now. Copy just sell 5,000
copies. Yeah. It's not a lot.
It's not a lot. And we know say for a Grammy album and our song, it should be way more. So
the question is, what reason is it that we can't see that growth happening?
I think I think it has to do with mindset with the artists. I think they have a localized way of thinking.
Okay.
True,
You know,
definitely.
one is mindset. Two is the content that they're putting out there, the energy that they're putting out there.
Is it
Because
too repetitive about the same dung in your old
it's
weed round
repetitive.
back? Is that the thing? Sorry.
It's repetitive.
One pan side. I don't know. Is it too repetitive? Do they need to step out of that box and tap into something? I don't know. I'm asking. Based on
All
his
right, so
analysis.
This is what I think with where our music is not crossing over, and why other genres are experiencing success. I think the mindset of the artists nowadays, I think it's too localized, and also right now the thing that's running dancehall right now is badness. Badness are the thing right now. And the content and all kind of thing. You listen. The dancehall, the top 10 song in the dancehall, and the song that we're going with the dance right now it centers on badness.
Young badness. True.
But check this out. There's a noticing. This is something I was going to put up on my page. But since we're talking right now,
You heard it here first, guys. Here on the Upnlive.
You heard it here.
Go right ahead.
All right, you heard it here first. This is a noticing. I have it in my notes, but I'm going to talk about this. All right. Do you notice that? Ever since the badness era, it's pretty much at its pinnacle right now amongst the new generation.
Yeah.
Do you notice that it's like a trickle down effect, because so many of these guys are involved in negativity and so many of them are dying. All right, so
Or getting in trouble.
So
they
what you
might
say?
get in that trouble and they're getting shot. Let me give you a list
Are
of
you
them now.
reflecting to the Reggae King situation?
Right.
Yes.
All right.
Even the Glamadon guy as well, with his
All right, let me-
stabbed.
Let me give you a list now. Because this is the badness era. This is what they sing about. You know, this is the energy that they
The portrait.
put into the universe. They perpetrate. All right, so you have of course Reggae King. Reggae King is an artist. Maria Reggae King. I think he's immensely talented. Reggae King. Remember, I said Sika Rhymes almost lost his life, right? All right. Right now, Tommy Lee's in lockup, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
But you know going on. Tommy Lee's in lockup, but don't forget, a couple months ago, Tommy Lee nephew lost his life, and also his daughter got shot. And a month or two later, Tommy Lee's in lockup because he's implicated on whatever. Nobody knows what's going on in that regard.
Don't know.
All right.
That.
Don't forget the Rebel 6 out of Trinidad. That are Trinidad artist.
Yeah.
All right. Rebel 6 lost his life. That's the 6 affiliated. There was a next artist named K Lion. He lost his life too. Okay. Let's get going again. Then, besides that, no. Remember, Dexter Daps was in lockup the other day for what is it? A month or two.
Yeah, under the state of
All right.
emergency.
Quarter done. He's have charges of whatever. So it's like.
It's a repetitive
Can you-
cycle.
Can you recall an era that was marred with so much negativity at once when it comes to dancehall?
You're
But
absolutely
once-
right about that. No.
No, but it's what sell though, because it's demand and supply. Because if they do the songs what we know makes sense, it doesn't have an effect because of the culture of the Jamaican people and the diaspora. We like that certain form of lifestyle. Even though the badness, we know we're complaining about the crime, we still like PM say young badness.
Yeah,
And
but it's
man
not
for
just
dead.
that alone, because if you look on it,
And that's why I say it's localized. It's very
that's
localized.
exactly what I was just about to say. Because what even the DJs in Jamaica right now will play the music. Them not thinking about, okay, you know what, I probably can go here or there or fly out to go do something. Because them just think locally.
Yeah.
You get me I say? That's why enough DJ left Jamaica, go other country, go
I
fail.
try yeah. of
Because
course.
them not have that experience or them knowledge not that broad
Right, yeah.
We try
to say, alright, you know what, I'm a DJ, alright, what the crowd want, what's happening here, you get me?
and dictate to them.
So it's just localized, as I'm saying.
Go ahead, Rasta.
So, what's your advice to artists, DJs, and persons within this realm of things on this topic? How can they?
break it?
How can we break the cycle and move forward in a positive light? Basically,
You just gotta
obviously,
put
this is. Pardon?
You just got to put out better energy into the universe,
How
man.
do we put out better energy into the
How do you
universe?
put out your narrative, the narrative that you're putting out there in your music? You know, it has to be better, you know, and you got to structure your songs better. Structure your songs better. For example, Lila Ike has a song called what Lila Ike song that
I Spy? Or
I
Spy is one. There's one after that though. I can't remember.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, you're talking about I Spy, right?
Upon first listen, I said to myself, this song has a good feel. People can listen to it.
Yeah.
No matter where you come from in the world, you know what I'm saying? So
you can relate
I'm not
to
telling
it.
everybody to you know, do that. But what I'm saying is that whenever you put on music, your focus, your emphasis should be on the world. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you have to focus on your local fan base, because
Well,
you know.
Yeah, but the local fan base is a part of the world. So come on.
Make it as
You get what
broad
I'm
as
saying?
possible so everybody can consume it. Exactly. While we have you, because we know the time is going, I want you to touch base a little bit on a few things. One thing in particular, Cartel album.
Yes.
Give me a quick run up for you. What do you think about the album?
Actually, before we're gonna let's talk on the 3 albums, because we're supporting our Jamaican people.
Yeah.
Cyclone's album the 3 albums that came out on the same day. Cyclone,
Yeah.
Buju Banton, and Vibes Cartel.
The ones that you hear.
The ones that you've heard. Talk
Alright,
about that.
All right, big up Cyclone.
Yeah.
Big up Cyclone.
Yeah.
Cyclone are the general. Yeah, man. All right, so we can start with Vibes Cartel album.
Right.
Vibes Cartel album, I think it's a good album. I don't think it was very well executive produced.
Okay.
Why you say that?
First of all, the track listing, it just doesn't really it does seem all over the place for me. I'm trying to
Do you think it was like it was done in a rushed state? It wasn't thought out properly. So him just have a bag of song, him say, alright then, we just have them song, just fling them up and put them on an album. You think that was the concept of the creation of that album?
It seemed like it never got a lot of tender love on care. Like
his previous albums.
Like he entrusted someone with his business. And like the person, it just came across like the person dropped the ball. Like I didn't really feel the tender love and care in this album. It just came across like a collection of songs that they put together. But one thing I do love about the album, but you are going to know, there are some good songs on that album.
Yes, some good songs.
You know, me like the song with Pretty Butterfly.
Yeah.
I like Nice Things. I like Militant Coup. I like Big Business.
Yeah.
There's some good songs on the album.
But
I also like the fact that Cartel had a lot of collabs with a lot of up and coming artists.
Yes, and young artists as well.
Hold on. He did say he's doing this project to kind of get his son across. His sons across the world. In a sense, he's working at his son. He say like he put so much artists to the world. It's time for him to kind of work on his kids. So maybe this is a kind of grassroots project to kind of propel his kids in the right direction.
Yeah.
Could be.
Me rate Cartel for that big time, because he's kind of like, I mean, with the whole Black Lives Matters movement right now, there's certain buzzwords or certain vocabulary that we're learning right now. Well, a lot of people that's pretty much words or terminology that's being highlighted, and one of them is called generational wealth. And I love the fact that Cartel is setting up his youth and trying to put them in the right place as the next generation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To carry on the brand and stuff like that.
With the Black Lives Matter thing, like they said, everybody know who build the light bulb, right?
Yeah.
But we don't know the person who build the filament inside it.
Yeah.
Because
What
the guy name what build the light bulb?
I remember him name.
Right? But when he build the light bulb, he build it with a paper filament. So as him light it, it burn out. And it's a black guy invented, and you know it go, we never get no justice feet, so Vibes Cartel and make sure say him stamp him legacy in the history of dancehall and reggae music. Whether I'm gone, his son them will live on and carry on that torch.
Wicked.
So you don't have to give him respect for it.
Big up for that.
He don't have the best personality or the best way at some time, but man, he might teach them.
Let's move on to
go move on. That's
Buju Banton and Cyclone's album quickly, because time is going.
Buju Banton album is pretty much is pretty much what I've been listening to a lot. You know, I've been listening to it a lot. I love Buju Banton album. Now, the thing that a lot of people fail to realize, and you know, they draw parallels to his older works. And when you have legendary work, you cannot replicate legendary work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they're giving Buju Banton a hard time. They're saying, boy, you know, good, you know, I know Till Shiloh. Till Shiloh is Till Shiloh. That's a legendary piece of work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a legendary piece of work. So let that stay and judge it based on what it is. Take it for what it's worth. And that's pretty much my approach with
Before we move on though to Cyclone's album, so I don't know if I think you know about the JCDC festival. Usually people are allowed to enter the competition, but this year, based on COVID-19, they have had a number of, I would call them top personalities and top artists entering the entering that competition, and Buju Banton is one of the contestants. What is your thoughts on that before we move on to the Cyclone album?
I think that's amazing.
That's amazing. Do you like the song? Have you heard it?
As far as being entered into the competition, I think that's amazing.
That's
the song,
right.
which particular song?
His song, hold on, I don't remember the name of it. So he's one of the contestants in the JCDC competition. You know, them always have the festival song on a yearly basis. Yeah. So because
I saw it on somebody's feed. But
Digicel had the unplugged session on Sunday, and quite a number of talented people have entered the competition. Buju Banton is a part of the pick as well, and persons are to go out and vote, obviously by text messaging.
I hope this is.
Pardon?
I don't see this working well though.
With Buju Banton being a contestant?
Yeah, because it's gonna be biased.
Yeah.
That's why I had asked Sean his opinion. Because you have various levels of contestants in the competition at the moment. So I wanted to, because if Buju Banton wins, do you think it would be a biased win, or do you think it would be like fairly chosen as the song for the competition? You understand what I'm saying?
At second thought, yeah, because I mean, Buju Banton is a column in this, so right away, automatically, people are probably
exactly, you know? And the other persons who have entered the competition are not on his level or his wavelength. So I guess I get what the Ministry of Culture are trying to do with finding a contingency plan to the competition by I don't know. I kind of get it, but at the same time,
I guess your thing by putting Buju Banton in the mix is so I get a big name, so people are
probably because
promotion.
Toots and the Maytals are also in the competition,
because like certain acts should not put in that, because like it's about our culture, our heritage. So things like this is going to be biased for upcoming acts.
He can't win. So if you're gonna put them in, all they could do it is make it fair. Do not let the public vote, because the public is gonna vote for the favorite artist.
Yeah.
So if you get a panel and you put 5 people there, and then you make these 5 people choose the winner. Look how many they attack, and we have guessed it.
Some top names. Sorry, quickly. Toots and the Maytals are a part of it. Freddie McGregor is also in the competition. TV personality Sakina Dare from TVJ is also in the competition. I like her song, by the way. I like the song there. But yes, I personally think that if Buju does come out, or if Toots does come out, or Freddie come out on top, it's going to be a biased selection. Yes, sorry. Back to the albums. The last album, Cyclone album. Talk to us about that one.
Yeah, man. Well, because, like I said, big up Cyclone. Cyclone is actually a Reggae Live. It's actually a Reggae Live prior to the album being released and stuff like that. Cyclone album, I still need to. I like some of the songs. I like the song with Noah.
Noah Power.
Yeah, man. He have a song with Noah Power. That song is a bad song. Cyclone. I mean, based on what I need to go back and listen to it some more. Yeah, man. But it's a good. We go through it. I actually checked out he did the album release on Noah Power's Instagram Live, and I checked out some of it. The song sound good. Cyclone.
It has a vibe.
It have a vibes and
it have a little something. I think probably I haven't listened to the album in its entirety, but I like the song Plan.
Plan, yeah, man, Plan is a good song.
I like that
It's a good song, man.
Yeah.
But I like the song with Noah Poor.
Yes.
Check out the song with Noah Poor.
So yes. So we got some extra minutes, but is there anything else that you would like your fans, your listeners, and new people who are also on our platform to know about Reggae Music Forever, or what we can look forward to for the rest of 2020?
Yeah, man. I mean, first of all, check out the movement, Reggae Music Forever on Instagram, just like how I say it, Reggae Music Forever. Also, Reggae Talk Podcast. You can actually go on.
Yes.
Our podcast is available everywhere. You can go on there and check out some of our previous episodes and so forth. I mean, I'm just gonna continue doing what I do.
Continue what you're doing, because it's for
brand.
the culture, and it's, as we spoke earlier today, it's for the legacy. If we don't do it, we're going to leave it to somebody else who doesn't understand or doesn't have the passion for what we have. And I mean, it's ours. If it's ours, we want to make sure that the right things are being portrayed and the right things are being shared. Exactly. So big up yourself and give thanks for what you're doing and for your journey.
But just drop some social before you go, yeah?
Definitely. One more thing that I want you guys can check out.
Right.
You can go on YouTube or Apple Podcasts,
right,
and check out. We did an episode called "The Rise of the American Reggae Artist."
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can check it out. That's one of the podcasts.
The Rise of the American Reggae Artist.
Okay then, no problem.
Yeah. So you guys, and we also did an episode called "The Generation Gap in Reggae and Dancehall." You guys might like that one too.
Okay, we definitely will take a look into that. So give thanks and all the very best for the rest of 2020, and we will definitely be in touch. Yes.
Yeah, man. Big respect for having me on your platform.
No problem,
Much
Sean.
respect, brother.
Big up yourself, Benjamin. Give thanks, manners, keep put out the work out there, because somebody have to carry the burden.
We have to do it. We have to do it.
People give thanks.
Take care, Sean. All the best.
Of course.
All right, guys.
Bye.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Sean from the Reggae